Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a full collection review of NYX's Simpson collection. I grew up watching The Simpsons, so this is so nostalgic for me and I love whenever NYX does a collab. There's always so many fun products, so let's get into the collection. I wanted to initially just add a quick disclaimer. I was gifted all this makeup, but I am going to be giving my totally honest opinions on everything. So I just wanted you guys to be aware. Firstly, I'll start with each individual product in the collection. The names, shades, descriptions, and price, because everything I'm showing you can actually buy. For the pricing, I'll be using the prices available on Adore Beauty as a general guide, as you can get these at a few locations, and everything will be in Australian dollars. Then after all that, I'll get into my thoughts on each product and do a get ready with me / first impression style segment. So if you see me looking off to the side, I'm going to be reading off my iPad as I have a little bit of information about each product and I want to get it verbatim. Firstly, we'll get into the Marge Simpson 2-in-1 Brow Hairstyler. The description is as follows. Unleash your inner Marge with the glue that holds it together. Our Marge Simpson Mega Glue 2-in-1 Brow Hairstyler is your secret weapon for long-lasting control, lifting, and shaping. Say goodbye to unruly hairs and hello to a flawlessly polished, laminated look that stays put no matter what your day throws at you. This transparent gel boasts our strongest hold yet and delivers a non-crunchy, flake-proof, and sweat-resistant hold. It's more than just a glue. Get ready to embrace mega hold, mega style, and mega confidence. Vegan formula, no animal-derived ingredients, cruelty-free. This is a brow glue with a universal clear shade, so it doesn't have any color to it. You can purchase this for $25.99. Next, we have the Simpson Smooshy Matte Lip Balms. These come in two shades, Smarty Pink, which is a pink color based off Lisa, and Rebel Red, which is a red color based off of Bart. The description is as follows. Your lips just got an upgrade, Springfield style. The limited edition Simpson Smooshy Matte Lip Balm delivers a revolutionary hydrating matte that feels incredibly soft, never dry. Each shade is packed with that special Springfield charm, perfect for adding a pop of animated fun to your everyday look. You'll achieve that coveted blurred lip look, smoother than a freshly glazed donut with color that's buildable from a subtle hint to a vibrant full-on pout. Vegan formula, no animal-derived ingredients, cruelty-free. These are blurring matte lip balms. You can purchase these for $18.99 each. Next, we have the Simpsons Family Color Palette. The description is as follows. Dive into Springfield's vibrant world with our Simpsons Family Color Palette, where every shade tells a story. Inspired by the beloved Simpsons family, Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie, this palette is a colorful tribute to their iconic personalities. From bright blue reminiscent of Marge's towering beehive to earthy neutral brown that captures the essence of Bart's antics and Homer's laid-back style, you'll find an array of hues to unleash your creativity. Each shade is highly pigmented and incredibly blendable. Vegan formula, no animal-derived ingredients, cruelty-free. This has a range of colors and embossing based off of The Simpsons. We have a necklace that references Marge and Lisa's necklaces, Lisa's saxophone, a donut for Homer, and Maggie's bow. You can purchase this for $35.99. Next, we have the Saucy Sisters Fat Cheeks Blush. This comes in two shades, Snarky Scarlet, which is a coral color based off of Selma, and Lavender Sass, which is a purple color based off of Patty. The description is as follows. Get that Springfield-worthy glow with our Saucy Sisters Fat Cheeks Blush. This pigmented formula delivers a vibrant, buildable flush, bringing a pop of color to your complexion. It's easy to apply for a healthy, radiant look that just packs a punch. With 24-hour hydration, this is your simple secret to a juicy, dewy complexion. This isn't just a blush, it's your ticket to becoming a Springfield stunner. Vegan formula, no animal-derived ingredients, cruelty-free. These are liquid blushes that offer a dewy, buildable color to your skin. You can purchase these for $22.99 each. Lastly, we have the Homer Simpson Donut Highlighters. This comes in two shades, Don't Mind If I Do, which is a purple color, and Glazed Over, which is a coral color. The description is as follows. Get ready to sprinkle some glow onto your complexion with our incredible Homer Simpson Donut Highlighters. One swipe is all it takes to unlock a radiant shine that's sweeter and more irresistible than a whole box of Homer's favorite treat. Our luminous and buttery formula blends effortlessly, giving you that envy-inducing radiance. Vegan formula, no animal-derived ingredients, cruelty-free. These are a buttery radiant highlighter. You can purchase these for $28.99 each. Now into the fun part, how I got this look. Let's get into the get ready with me / first impression. Now for this portion, I'll be doing my makeup and then stop at the step where I can then use the product. I already have some of my face on, so let's continue. I'm now up to the step where I can apply cream blush, so I'm going to be using the Fat Cheeks Blush Duo. Now, I'm planning on using both of these. This one is more of like a corally red color, and then this one is more of like a purpley color. So I've actually never used these Fat Cheeks blushes before because this is an actual product line in NYX, and I actually don't own any of these, so I'm not really sure how these are going to work on my skin. I think I'm going to go in with Snarky Scarlet and put it on my cheekbone, and then I'm going to go in with Lavender Sass and use this as my mid-face blush. blush. So I'm just going to open this up and then start applying it directly to the face. I'm gonna see if this is gonna remove any of my makeup. I don't think it should, but you never know because I've never used it before. I'm gonna get my little cream blush brush. This virtually has nothing on it. It's just a little bit stained. And I'm going to start blending this into my face. And then I'm gonna also go in with a little beauty puff just to further blend over all that blush. I've really blended that out and it's a really nice color. It's a lot more orange than I would typically wear as I don't really like orange tones on me, but it does look really nice on the skin. It hasn't removed any of my base makeup and I would say that it looks very natural. It has like a natural sheen to it. It's not really dewy, it's not really matte, it's somewhere in between. So I guess like satin. I feel like that blended out really, really easily. I honestly really like how this applied to the face. Sometimes some liquid formulas can skip and drag a little bit, but this one was super, super light and I'm guessing it's buildable too. So I'll add a little more on there and just see how it works. I'm just gonna go in with a dot more like that and then use that same brush to blend it out. And of course the beauty blender to further blend it. I will say it definitely is buildable. I think you can definitely see that there is more pigment there. I'm okay just going in with the original amount I went in with. I don't really feel like for this color I need to go in with more as I'm not really a fan of orange colors, but it is still a really, really nice color. I would like to use something like this if I was just going to the gym or had like a no makeup look to just add some color to my face. This is really nice, honestly. I'm now quickly going to apply it to the other cheek and then get into the mid-face portion. One thing I noticed about applying this blush off camera is that it is so smooth. It definitely is very liquidy, I would say, and it's probably the most liquidy blush I've ever really tried, honestly. And I feel like it has laid so nicely on top of my really dry skin. Sometimes makeup can lay a little bit funny because my skin is pretty dry, but I feel like I'm having no problems with it going patchy or skipping or anything. It's just laying really nice, moral of the story. And honestly, looking at this color up close, it actually isn't as bad as I thought. I'm just really not used to using an orange color, but dare I say it's actually really, really nice. So that one was Snarky Scarlet, and now I'm gonna go in with this purple shade, which is Lavender Sass. Now I like a mid-face blush look, and normally I don't really apply it with like a cream or liquid blush, but today I'm gonna try it out. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit of this and then pop it in my mid-face. And then I'm directly gonna go in with my little beauty puff to blend this out. So now that color is definitely more up my speed. I feel like that is such a lovely color. They probably don't really match very well together, but just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using the both of them. That has added such a nice sheen to the face, and I love that color. I feel like that is such a lovely purple color that would work so well for lighter skin tones. I'm going to go in with a little bit more just for shits and giggles. And that is what the both of those blushes look like on. I feel like they are laying so nicely. I literally can't get over this. Because my skin is so pale and so dry, sometimes products based on the pigment levels don't really like lay well on my skin, and then it doesn't help that my skin is super, super dry as well. I'm honestly really intrigued to try more of these colors in the original Fat Cheeks blush line because I know there are a few to pick from and I've just never really tried them, and oh my goodness, I'm actually so impressed with this. I'm now just gonna apply it to the other cheek off camera. One thing I do have to mention about these is the smell. It kind of has like a candy smell. I can't really put my finger on what it reminds me of. It smells like some sort of lolly. It has like a candy smell. It is just so nice. Now I'm up to powdered contour and powdered blush, so I'm gonna be using the Donut highlighters. Now I know these are labeled as highlighters, but personally, these aren't really highlighters for my skin tone at least. This one is the deep shade, and I would use this as a bronzer slash contour. And then this is the light shade, but I would use this as a blush topper. So I haven't applied any other powder products like this. I'm just gonna use these two for now. Firstly, I'm gonna go in with the deep shade. This is definitely a lot darker and warmer than I'm used to. I don't really bronze, I just go for like a gray contour. But for today, I'm going to try this out. So I'm gonna get my contour brush and I'm going to tap into a little bit of the product. And then I'm going to start warming up my face a little bit. It was looking a little patchy in certain places. I'm not sure if that's my application or again my skin type and skin tone is just not really meshing well with me. I just went in with my powder puff that I normally use. I didn't put any extra powder on it. I just used whatever's left in the puff and just tapped over everything to kind of blend it in a little better. This is a really lovely product. I personally wouldn't use this, as I said, as a highlighter. I would use it as like a bronzer or contour, or if anything, a bronzer contour topper, if that makes sense, because it does have a certain sheen to it. And I think you can definitely see on the face, it's just a little warm for my liking. As I said, I'm not really a warm skin tone, so I probably wouldn't use this on the face. I would probably use it on my eyes as like a brown smoky eye or something, because I do like a little bit of shimmer on the eye, and I like this satin formula it has, where it's not too overly glittery. So if I just wanted a little something on my eyes, this would be absolutely perfect. Overall, it looks really nice on the face, but in certain spots, like I'm not sure if you guys can see in this area over here, it's just looking a tiny bit patchy. But again, that could just be my application and maybe I need to clean my brushes. But more than anything, overall, it still looks really lovely on my face. And now I'm gonna go in with the light shade and use this as a blush topper. Or since I'm not applying any other blush, as the blush. I'm just going to grab my blush brush and then tap into a bit of the product. And then start applying it to the face. And that is what it looks like all applied. This is definitely a lot more pigmented than I thought it would be. Sometimes with lighter shades like something like this, it can show up not as vibrant on the face, but I feel like it is super, super vibrant. I feel like this one went on a little less patchy for some reason. And as you can see, it is pretty pigmented on my face. Maybe if I had like the right colors for the base, it would look a little better, but that's purely just like a personal thing. I don't really think that's for the product overall. This one does appear more like a highlighter, I would say. On my skin tone, I need something really light. For me, I like a white highlighter, honestly. But with how this is showing up on my skin, I can definitely see myself using this as a blush topper. I've really been into that lately. I used to hate using blush toppers as a child, but I don't know if it's because my frontal lobe is developing, but I honestly really love the effect and I really like how this looks. So I could definitely see myself reaching for this again. And also using this on my eyes as well. I feel like with a lot of the makeup here, you can use it for different parts of your face. Just make sure to be safe and patch test if you're worried about any allergies. But more than anything, I really like the look of both of these. Yes, the deeper shade was a tiny bit patchy, but I think overall, once I apply the rest of my makeup, it won't really seem too obvious. And if anything, it is super, super not noticeable. It's just because I have a mirror this close to my face that I'm able to notice it. But I think from this distance, you can't really tell, to be honest. I'm honestly really impressed with these. I actually really like these. I'm now up to brows, so I'm going to be using the Mega Brow Glue. I still actually have this in the packaging, so I'm super excited to try this. I've seen this all over social media. This is probably one of the products I'm most excited to try, mainly for the packaging, because literally look at this. How fun is that? This is a universal shade, so that's something that I often opt for. So I don't really need it to have a color, and I honestly prefer just to have a clear. So once you take the lid off, this is what it looks like. So then you just squeeze and then the product comes out of here. I actually don't really know how much of this to use, to be honest. I've just squeezed out about that much of it. I think that will be okay. Since this has bristles on it, this is like a built-in brush, so you can just like directly apply it to your brows. So that is one eyebrow all laid. I feel like this is definitely like almost laminated them. Because this has bristles built into it, it's super easy to apply the product, and I probably applied a little too much, I would say. So I think on the next brow, I'm gonna go in with a little bit less. With this product here, I can definitely feel a little something on my eyebrows, but it's nothing too distracting, I'd say. I think you can definitely tell that they are pretty stuck down and they don't really feel like wet to the touch or anything. They just feel very stuck down, which I love for a brow glue, and I love the fact that this is clear. And because of this type of applicator, the product inside isn't really gonna get dirty. You know how with a wand, if you're doing your eyebrows and then putting it back into the product, it's gonna stain the rest of the product, but because of this, that's not gonna happen. And I know a lot of people hate that, so this is definitely something I'd recommend. Because seriously, look at how my brows are stuck down. Gorgeous. I'm now onto the step that I'm most excited for, and that is eyeshadow. So I'm going to be using the eyeshadow palette. One thing I do have to mention right off the bat about this eyeshadow palette is the opening closing mechanism. So there isn't actually a magnet close in this. As you can see, there's a little tab here where in order to close the product, you need to tuck it into here. And then to get the product open, you need to take the tab out. I don't really like this because I'm literally going to rip this off, especially with my nails. They are a bit long. So as I'm pulling this, I'm sort of like ripping this little tab a little bit. So I think you can already tell there's a little bit of lifting with that over there. So it's a little hard to open and close this. So honestly, with storing this, I would probably just leave it open like that and upright against other palettes so it stays closed. But anyways, this is what the palette looks like inside. There's some really nice shades in here. I can definitely see myself using these. With this shade over here, you actually can't use this on your eyes. This is recommended as a body or face pigment. It says on the back, apply face pigments to your temples and cheeks to level up your look. Do not use on the eyes. Now for me, I'm probably just going to miss using this shade today since I have gone in with that bronzer shade. This isn't really a shade I could see myself using on my face. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to play around with this a little bit, not in this video, and just see how I can get it to work, because I would use it on the eyes, but as it said, it's not recommended. I am so excited to play with this eyeshadow. I literally have no idea what I want to do, so I think I'm just going to get stuck into my eyeshadow. And here's the eye look all done. I feel like it is so freaking cute. I wouldn't really think to pair these colors together to come up with a comprehensive look, but I actually really love it. I feel like the yellow, the blue, the black, it all just meshes really well together. I feel like it's a pretty cohesive color story. I feel like this palette would be great if you were to use other palettes with it to incorporate these shades into your look, or if you didn't have any other palettes and wanted to create one look with one eyeshadow palette, this would be perfect as well. Can I just say though, this shimmer over here is literally so stunning. Like literally look at that on my eyes. And also the blue shimmer as well. Literally so gorgeous. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to try out this shade over here, but I might just swatch it on my hand really quickly. So that's what it looks like all blended out. This would be a really great bronzer topper to add a little bit of shimmer in there. And if you were really tan or had a deeper skin tone than I do, this would be really, really lovely on your skin. I might have to play around a little bit with this to see how I could use a shade like this, because it is a little dark for my skin tone, unfortunately. But other than that, I'm super, super impressed with this palette. I feel like the colors work, they're super blendable, they're also really buildable as well. I was able to build up the pigment with adding a little more each time. I feel like with eyeshadow, the rule of thumb is to start really light and then add more shadows on there rather than going full heavy hand, because I feel like with this palette, it can get like that if you don't have the right technique or are too heavy handed. This could be a little hard to work with, but if you go in with a really light hand and are a little, I guess, apprehensive when applying the eyeshadow, that way you could build it up really easily. You'd have no problems, honestly. NYX has so many good quality eyeshadows and eyeshadow palettes, so I really recommend them as a brand for eyeshadows and even just for makeup in general. Because I mean, just seriously, look at my eyes. Oh, I'm just so in love with that. And then lucky last for lips, I'm going to be going in with these smooshy matte lip balms. First of all, the packaging, Bart and Lisa, these are so freaking cute. And these shades I'm literally obsessed with. I love a good pink shade and I love a good red shade. So I feel like today I'm going to use both of these. Normally I would go in with a lip liner, but I don't really feel like I need to. I actually have used this formula before and own a few shades in this collection. And I do have to say it is such a nice formula. If you're familiar with a cloud lip in K-Beauty, that is what it is very, very comparable to, I would say. Because these are considered matte lip balms, so they add a flush of color on the lips but are completely matte. But they are really comfortable, breathable matte. I wouldn't say they're the type of matte where they accentuate your lines on your lips. So I think this formula is really lovely, honestly. So firstly, I'm gonna go in with Smarty Pink as a overall base color. And now I'm gonna go in with Rebel Red in the center. So that is what the lip combo ends up looking like. I feel like these are also really great layering products. They layer so well with each other. And yes, my lips are a little crusty because my lips are just naturally really dry and crusty, but I still feel like they look really good with this lip balm formula. One thing that I do have to mention about these two here is they have a scent to it. It's that same candy smell that the Fat Cheeks have. I'm not sure if this is for these products in particular that it has this candy scent or if it is like the other ones. I know these smooshy matte lip balms have scents, but they are different scents for each color, not a universal candy smell. And then I've never tried the Fat Cheeks in the other regular formula, so I can't really say for that. So that's the end of the video. I do have to say, now that this makeup has been sitting on my face for a little bit, I'm actually obsessed with the blush. I know I said I'm not a big fan of like orange coral colors, but I genuinely feel like it has added this like radiance and luminosity to my skin that I'm actually obsessed with. Honestly, I have positive things to say about every single product in this collection. Nothing really is horrible or bad. I feel like NYX as a brand doesn't really have bad makeup or bad quality makeup. I feel like this collection really reflects NYX as a brand in terms of packaging, creativity, and formula. As I did mention previously, you can actually purchase these products at a few different retailers, so there is an opportunity to find them a little cheaper than the recommended retail price. I am so grateful I was gifted all of this makeup, especially from a brand like NYX, which I have loved for years. And I started out my makeup journey with NYX. I literally feel so special and like the luckiest girl in the world when I'm gifted makeup, as it is something that is such a passion of mine. If you guys ever want to see anything from me, please let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to make a video on whatever you guys want to see. Make sure to follow me on all my social media. I am Amelia Sujin on everything. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.